Shalom all, Ariel Tzadok here, KosherTorah School, KosherTorah.com. I want to introduce to you now a very important lesson about the concept of empowerment. Empowerment is a vital human element that enables us to transform all potential into actuality. And this is a big problem most of us are facing today. We are inundated with all kinds of obstacles, confusions, and chaos in life. And rarely do we ever get the clarity that enables us to get through it all. One of the most important and vital lessons of the Bible, the Torah, the prophets, the mystical traditions is empowerment. In our mystical Kabbalistic tradition, we call this by the name of the Sefirat Malchut. Malchut means kingdom. We are the kingdom of God. We are the empowerment of God. Now, don't interpret that in any ridiculous, extremist, fundamentalist, religious way. We're not out here to impose religion or theology on others. All too many crazy, idiotic lunatics are doing that, in all due respect, in all of our religions. These are what we call in Hebrew the klipot, who are the, how should we call it, the husks, the shells, is the religious term. Yeah, you heard me call them lunatics, idiots, because that's ultimately what all these fundamentalists are. And if I'm insulting people, well, what can I say? The truth's got to be told. Real, natural, essential path of God. Return to nature, return to God means return to self. And you're never going to find yourself until you first enable yourself to be unleashed. So, following the old biblical traditions, I've written something called a Litany of Power. And what that is a chant, a meditation, something that you can recite over and over again. It's based upon the principles of the Merkavah of Ezekiel. In our next little video here, I'll explain it in detail. But I want you to understand right now the importance of transforming yourselves from potential to actual. All the lessons that you learn in theoretical mysticism and Kabbalah, those are all very well and nice and good. But in all due respect, they're a bait and switch. All they do is give you a lot of words and a lot of things to think about, but nothing practical and tangible in your hands. The essential message of the Torah was transformational. It was meant to transform each and every one of us human beings, to unleash that which is inside us. Transform us from what to what? From potential to actual. To unleash the true essence of our power within. This is empowerment. We have to unleash that, what we call Sefirat Malchut. Malchut, mind you, is feminine. We have to unleash our inner feminine. Feminine, Mother Earth. The actual Malchut essence, what we call in Hebrew, the Kabbalah, the Shekhinah, the divine presence within. And remember, Mother Nature, Shekhinah, they're all the same metaphors, just using different ways to explain it. Just like we say, hell hath no fury like Mother Nature. Well, if you want to truly embody Malchut, that Shekhinah, then you must learn what we call Givurah, severity, empowerment, not taking all these obstacles and succumbing to them. But every obstacle must be transformed into an opportunity. You must learn to unleash your inner power. Gosh, this might sound like something from one of these Jedi movies, but it's not. Remember, we came first. If you hear anything similar in those sources, remember, they got it from us. So ultimately, at this point, I'm introducing you to the importance of the power of transformation, unleashing your inner essence, your inner power. In our next little mini episode, mini video here, I'll introduce you to the meaning of the Litany of Power, what it is, how it was written, and then in our third section there, I'll actually recite it to you as the meditative mantra that it's meant to be, so that you can embrace it, use it as a tool for your own personal empowerment. Really want to draw close to God? Well, remember, God's inside you. That's why we call it the Shekhinah. The Shekhinah in Hebrew means the divine presence. The divine presence is in everything. If you cannot experience it within yourself, you'll never experience it anywhere else. So, for those of you who are my Torah observant brethren, the whole purpose of our Torah and mitzvot is just this. That's what we call it, tikkun. You talk about wanting to bring Mashiach. You don't bring Mashiach by building some stupid edifice in Jerusalem, which is completely in violation of halacha and certainly against Kabbalah. No, no, no. Like the Baal Shem Tov taught centuries ago. You want to bring Mashiach? Mashiach is inside you. Like the Nefesh HaChaim wrote, you want to build a Beit HaMikdash? The Beit HaMikdash, that's the Holy Temple. That's us. We're the Holy Temple. You have to stop looking at these supernal facades of your fundamentalism and get to the true essence of what our Torah is all about. Transform, experience the power within. We'll continue this in our next little mini lessons here. See you next time. Shalom. Shalom all. Ariel Bar Tzadok, KosherTorah School, KosherTorah.com. In this little lesson, we're going to discuss the matter of empowerment from a Kabbalistic Torah point of view. Our physical world in the language of Kabbalah is called by the term Sefirat Malchut, which means it's a domain of the kingdom of God. Now that's all a symbolic metaphor. We discussed the dangers of interpreting that in any extremist way in our previous lesson. But the Sefirat Malchut is actually a feminine word. Hebrew language, like many others, has a masculine and feminine gender. This physical world is symbolized as Mother Earth. Like God is the Heavenly Father, well, you have Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the indwelling presence of God called the Shekhinah. The Hebrew term Shekhinah means the divine presence, but its root is the word shochen, which means to dwell. We understand that the dwelling of God is literally in the atomic structure of everything in this physical universe of ours. So that is the indwelling presence of God. Just as it's in everything around us, it's in everything inside us. And our mission on earth is to be able to manifest it. And that is why we have the essence of our souls, which come from heaven, we call it, and our bodies, which are of the earth. So we unite heaven and earth within ourselves. Okay, nice talk. Most mystical language, especially in our Jewish tradition today, is just metaphysical or theosophical philosophy. It's a lot of babble with no practicality to it. This is not the original Torah way. This is not the original prophetic way. Transformation is everything. How do you transform this Sefirat Malchut? Well, it is also called in the Kabbalah the Olam HaAsiyah, or the world of Asiyah, meaning the world of doing, making, action. This world is not made better by our good thoughts, by our meditations, by our feelings, or by our intent. This world is made better by what we do. So you can have all the best intentions in the world. You can be as pious and religious and observant as you wish. But unless you are contributing to the betterment of this planet, to our race, to our world, you're not doing tikkun, period. Understand now that this process of tikkun, this tikkun ha-malchut, or what we call tikkun ha-nok, all kinds of Kabbalah words to describe this. The words aren't what's important. It's the essence behind them that is. Fixing the world. And in order to do that, you have to fix first yourself. And that means the power, the raw gut energy inside each of us, that Shekhinah, has to be unleashed. Now here's the first problem that we have to deal with. How do I unleash me, I, if I don't know who I am? Who am I? Not me personally, but each and every one of us. We all wear so many masks. Our society inundates us with so much confusion, so much mental constipation. We don't know our right from our left anymore. We've flipped around all types of concepts. The value of what is natural has been totally lost. This is the first step which needs to be overcome. You have to find yourself. You have to find that personal empowerment, that Sefirat Malchut within yourselves. That is the first step. So that is why I wrote this Litany of Power. It's a mantra. It's a chant. It is something that you can recite over and over and over again until you can feel it in your gut, so that it becomes an expression of your essence, so as to align your heart, your head, and your actions as one. So, the Litany of Power. Yes, for those who might be so inclined to think, I was actually inspired by this by none less than Frank Herbert in his novel Dune, in which he wrote something called the Litany of Fear, which is a way to overcome fear. I considered his words so profound, I actually included it in my Torah commentary to the Parshat Shalach Lecha. For those of you who are interested, go look that up on our website, KosherTorah.com. The Litany of Power has 14 lines. It has 78 words. 78 is a numerical value of the 3 times the name of God, Yud Ke Vav Ke, right, left, center, which in our Kabbalistic way of understanding things are the, if you will, personality columns. Call it thesis, antithesis, synthesis, right column, left column, center column, male, female, balance, all again, words, metaphors, symbolisms. 10 times do I refer to I, ani. I is the essence of that malchut, essence within ourselves. That is what we must find. That is what we must discover. Now, for those of you who want to dabble a little bit in the Kabbalah, we know that the word ein, aleph, yud, nun, means nothing. We call that the top of the Sephirotic tree of life. Malchut, ani, I, is at the bottom. Why then should I not contemplate on the top? Why do I contemplate on the bottom? Because look around in our religious world today. One of the biggest problems is so many people become so heavenly minded that they become no earthly good. Our job is not to rise to heaven. Our job is to bring heaven down to earth. Our job is to fix this world, fix our social strife, fix our philosophical problems, our religious, I was about to say divisions, but I wanted to say something even stronger, because all of these divisions, this strife, is evil, is wrong. Naturally, we must feel this. We must know this. I know this. And unless you know I, then you will not know anything. So therefore, to experience the internal reality, your internal essence, your empowerment, that which is going to give you the raw guts to say, enough is enough with what they say, I say this. What do you say? Well, that's only something you can say. The Litany of Power is this. I am a person of power. I am a soul of strength. I am the fierce fire. Mine is the power to burn. I am the wise dragon. I am the mighty lion. I am the goring bull. I am the soaring eagle. I call upon the power above and the power below. Dwell in me, manifest through me, be me and I you. I am a person of power. Before me all my enemies cower. I am. In our next little lesson, I'll explain to you all the different symbolisms that I put into this lesson, and then we can practice it. Maybe we'll do a special mini lesson just to have what some will call a guided meditation. It is important for you, my brothers, my sisters, and all of us are brothers and sisters. If you'll allow me to quote those wise words of Master Yoda, luminescent beings are we, not this crude matter. See beyond the facade. See beyond the definitions that others are imposing upon you. Empower yourself. Find your passion. Walk it. Live it. Make yourself better. Make this world better. God bless. This is Kosher Torah. See you next time. Shalom all. Ariel Tzadok here from KosherTorah School, KosherTorah.com. As a rabbi, I am always inundated with questions about all different types of things, not only about the Jewish religion and our Torah beliefs, but about many other things that relate to spirituality, the reality of the world around us, some dabbling in issues like the occult, magic, and the like. As many of you might know, I'm a regular guest on the television program Ancient Aliens. And I've always tried to share with the producers of the show that the actual reality of the world around us is far more bizarre than what the producers themselves can imagine and what the show wishes to put on the air. But that's beside the point. Let's address some issues now which have been brought to my attention recently. I've been asked questions such as, is there really something like magic? Does magic really work? Well, the answer to that is both yes and no. Number one, rationally speaking, there's no such thing as magic. To think of something happening outside of the relationship of cause and effect is fantasy. Every cause has a purpose behind it, and everything that happens has its cause. It's just the matter of things. It's just the way things are. But now understand this. The power of the human mind is far beyond that which modern science has discovered, or what even the most secret of government or other projects has yet to touch. The power of the mind transcends that which we understand and brings us into the realm which we so nebulously call the spiritual. When we talk about the soul, the existence of the spiritual, we're talking about the powers of the mind. You must understand this. So when we want to talk about magic, let's get specific. Things like Santeria, voodoo, the tarot, the occult, all these things. Are they real? The answer is, but of course. But they're not real because they're magic. They're real because in the mind of the beholder, they are real. Everything revolves around the power of mind. Now, here's something that was known to the ancients. Remember this. In our Torah tradition, Adam was certainly not the first human being on earth. There were pre-Adamic civilizations of very high advanced technological development. And the nature of their technology was what we would call today mind technology. They understood the powers of the mind, and therefore were able to use those powers in conjunction with the forces of nature. And that is the foundation of what we today call magic. So you will find this very much operational right in the Torah itself. We read about Laban, who was Jacob's father-in-law, who was considered a master magician. We read later about the prophet Balaam, and there's historical evidence to validate his existence. These were individuals who were known to dabble in these ancient techniques, the power of mind. Now, learning magic today in all the foolish, ridiculous forms that they have, it's silly, it's irrational, and it doesn't work. Or does it? It's all depending on the power of mind. You see, this is something that we understand from within the contexts of Jungian psychology. That all of these magical rituals, whether it's from Maftech Shlomo or the Shoshan Sodot, or all these other ancient books, and today we have all kinds of clavicles and magical rituals and the likes, and those of traditional religion will clearly put a big X over them and call them, what do they call it? Satanic and evil. Well, they're not satanic, they're not evil, they're not good. But what they are projections of the mind. People believe that they work, and that's why they do. Many in the Hispanic traditions are very familiar with Santa Muerta, right? Which has the image of death. And that image works for those who believe in it.
Just like the images of Jesus will work for a Protestant, or the Virgin Mary for the Catholic, or the images of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai or Moses for the Jew. And in each and every religion, images work because they are psychological tools, vessels that we use to project the powers of the mind. And that's how this all works. So when you hear about all these rituals being performed, all these are our vessels, archetypal imagery, which enable the mind to provide and to create some vessel through which the powers of mind are projected. Now here's the big secret. We know from the Gemara, we know from life, as it says, Kol Yisrael arudin ze leze, which translates as all Israel are interconnected with one another. Well, it's a lot more than Israel. And the word interconnected means at that which we call the mind level, the soul level, we are all connected. Carl Jung referred to this as the collective unconscious. But it doesn't stop at humanity. It's all life together. And being that each and every one of us has, if you will, a back door into our minds, call it the unconscious and the like, it's through that we can connect to and influence anywhere and anything else. And those who learn the archetypal rituals, the archetypal tools, what they do is they project thought, project image, project passion, desire into the collective from one point specifically onto another. And it's that subtle influence that works to create the reality that it seeks to create. The great secret of this, as is known, is called cheshek, passion. And that's why many of the rituals invoke passion. That's why we recite litanies. This is how, in quote, holy names operate and work. It's all based upon your belief, your perception. Like it says clearly in the Tanakh, the Bible, in the Gemara, faith is the ultimate and vital component. A righteous individual lives by faith. That's the summation of our entire way of life. You have to believe. If you dare to believe in the existence and the presence of magic or evil, and you're afraid of it, then by all means you must equally believe in the power of good and righteousness and the power of your own soul, not only to protect yourself, but to project good positivity into the collective of the humanity. That is what each of us can do. That is the ultimate purpose of my Litany of Power that I recently gave to you. And it's behind everything else. All of the Torah commandments that we observe in our Jewish path are means to an end, to enlighten the mind, to recognize the true natural powers of our integration with this universe of ours. Yes, a means to an end. Everything is that. In other words, everything is a means to an end. Seek the power of your own mind. Create the positivity that you seek. Project it into the world. This is tikkun. And this is the most kosher of Torah. Ariel Bar Tzadok here. I'll see you next time. Shalom.
Shalom all. Ariel Bar Tzadok here from the KosherTorah School, KosherTorah.com. In this little mini lesson, I want to conclude the series that I began on the Litany of Power. I explained to you what it was in a previous lesson entitled Magic, Faith, and the Power of the Mind. I explained how it works. You must understand that there is a psychic technology to how the mind works, how it operates in relationship to all other minds, anywhere and everywhere. This is a foundation of the belief of our Torah path, as well as what seems to be an underlying truth in universal spirituality. And I do believe in modern parapsychology, that which is scientifically validated. You'll find that it's being discovered as well. So now I want to turn to the Litany of Power that I have outlined for you. And I cannot encourage you enough. You must repeat it daily, numerous times, until it becomes second to nature to you. Let me explain to you what it is.
This is an embodiment of the power of the internal ability of each and every soul. The Litany of Power is like this. I'll read it to you and explain each line. I am a person of power. I chose not to use a sex-based gender, male or female, because a person is what we all are. We're all the same. Male, female, black, white, green, blue, doesn't matter. We're all human beings. In case you haven't noticed, we all bleed red blood. I am a person of power. Your soul is your true essence. That is what you are, a person, an individual of power. You have raw power that you can connect into from a great collective source. All you have to do is open yourself up and allow it to flow through you. I am a soul of strength. All right? Being a little poetic here, double P's, double S's. It's easier to memorize that way, and it's easier to recite, and it's easy on the mind and, of course, on the heart. Same message. Power, strength, person, soul, same message. I am the fierce fire. Mine is the power to burn. Understand and know what light is. Light, energy, strength, fire. Correct? It's the power in the atomic level of the electron. The electron is a negatively charged particle. And in the mystical or metaphysical and or metaphorical way of things, yin, yang, ma, ben, za, nok, the negative is always referred to as feminine. We refer to that in the Kabbalah as the Sefirat Malchut, the Partsuf Nok. The feminine is always like the physical world around us to which it correlates. It's the world of rigidity. It's the world of form. So therefore we correlate it to symbolically the element of fire. Fire which burns. What does fire do? It keeps you warm, gives you life, and it transforms from one to the other. That is your power. That is why you are a fire. And any and all opposition, any and all harm that seeks to come your way, you are that burning fire that disintegrates it in the flash of a thought in your mind. Make it real for yourself, and you'll see exactly how powerful you can become. And now I turn to the symbols of the Merkavah, the elements that are foundation to every successful personality. Wisdom, might, goring ability of striking one's enemies, whether they be metaphysical, whether they be symbolic, whether they be psychological, and if necessary, physical. All right? Soaring eagle, rising above the fray. I am the wise dragon. Most people don't know that the image of the dragon, there is a mystical element where the dragon, like in the Chinese tradition, the old Torah tradition always knew the dragon to be holy. Now you'll find the image of the dragon referenced in the Talmud as being a symbol of idolatry. But you'll find in the ancient book called the Sefer Yetzirah a reference to the dragon called the Tili. And the Tili rule this universe. Go look at my lessons in the Sefer Yetzirah. Go online to all my classes about the Tili. You can go onto my YouTube channel and I have a special lesson all about this stuff, free for you to listen to. When you're ready, you'll take my courses, you'll learn, and you'll grow. But in the meantime, I have everything out there for your entertainment, simply because most of you are not yet ready to be educated. When you're ready, the education is there. Let's move on. You have to be the mighty lion, strong, powerful, a goring bull. You have to be ready to strike. You have to be ready, like in the martial arts, to know the difference between quick movement and absolute stillness, roaring sound and absolute silence. You move from one to the other. This is referred to in the Merkavah traditions, in the vision of Ezekiel, when it says that the angels, Ratzu Washuv, ran forth and came back. They have quickness and stillness moving together. It's the secret of what we call the Hashmal. Go to my classes, look it up. I am the soaring eagle. You have to learn to rise above all the fray around us. In case you haven't noticed, The world around us is going to hell in a handbasket. You don't have to go down with them. You might not be able to save the world, but you can definitely save yourself and those around you, your loved ones. Rise above the fray. Don't get involved in all this political garbage, all of this strife, conflict, division, attack. This is the way of evil. Seek unity. There are always differences. We're always going to disagree. So what? Learn to disagree with respect. Learn that what unites us is always stronger than anything that will ever divide us. Rise above the fray like the soaring eagle. Remember, you call upon the power above. You can call that the Sfirat Keter, the Partzufim of Atik and Arich, whatever. The power below. Call it Tiferet, Malchut, Za, and Nok. Refer to it in whatever which way you want. Heaven above, earth below. You remember Moses called upon the heavens above and the earth below. This is the same thing we do. All the powers in the physical, the spiritual world, we draw into ourselves so that we can be a conduit, we can be a channel, we can be a chariot through which the divine power moves and flows. That is the meaning why we say, dwell in me and manifest through me. The secret of the Merkavah is us. We are the Merkavah of God. We are the chariot of God. This is what Ezekiel saw in an archetypal, psychological, symbolic imagery. Unlike all my friends on Ancient Aliens who still think Ezekiel's vision was a spaceship. No, it was a mind ship. It was the archetype of the collective humanity. Us. Allow it to flow through you. Be you. And therefore unleash its energy of raw power. Integrated, harmonious, natural power into the world. And that's why you say, be me, and I you. Transcend the limitation. You say you're looking for God. Don't look out there. Don't look in your books of religion. Look inside yourself and unleash God within. No, God's not just within you or within me. God's in everything. So unleash that spark of the dawn that's in you. And then you repeat again, I am a person of power. And why? Because you have done all these things. Before me, my enemies cower. Why? Because you have done all these things. And who are you? I am. That's right. Name of God. Ehyeh. I will be, actually. You want to get literal about it. Why? Because you are fluid. You are strong. You are able to be what needs to be, where it needs to be, when it needs to be. And that is why you are eternal. I am. Recite the litany over and over again. Learn it well. Materialize its message in your mind and heart and soul and life. When you're ready, you go to my courses in our KosherTorah school. You'll see what's there. You'll see what's available to you. Don't ever allow finances to be a stumbling block for you. You need to pay for a course? You talk to me. You'll find that I'm very, very reasonable. No, I'm not going to give you anything for free. Nothing in life is free. But at the same time, I'll work with you on condition you work with me, because together we will shine light and set this world free. Ariel Tzadok, KosherTorah.com. See you next time. Shalom.
Thank you for watching our KosherTorah School videos. Please subscribe to our channel for more video updates. Check out our books on Amazon.com and check out our website for all of our educational materials. We have a large online library of written materials. We also have a large selection of over 100 hours of free classes in all areas of Torah study. We have numerous advanced courses for our serious students. And for the record, the KosherTorah School proudly welcomes all individuals who wish to come and study in our online school. So thank you for your continuing interest in our school, and please remember to support us with your business and your donations. Thank you again. Shalom.